Hey everyone, happy Wednesday to you, midweek here. And I'm Anthony Cosenza with Casabell Realty Group coming at you with a little bit of a bite-sized show. We're going to still do the market update. We're going to do a lot of different things with that. So we'll get you that information later this week. But we want to start getting you a few more videos and get you a little bit of little bite-sized videos where you can have a couple of takeaways as well as the longer market update. But anyway, I hope you are having a good week, and I hope that everything's going well with all of you. Wanted to talk to you about some things as it pertains to the real estate market. Of course, if you have any questions or anything, please do not hesitate to contact me directly, contact our brokerage directly. You're probably, if you are watching this, you are probably doing so on one of our social media channels, so you can direct message us there, direct message one of our agents, brokers, and go that route. But of course, all of our information is on CasabellRealtyGroup.com as well. But we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So definitely, we do have a Twitter account as well. So definitely hit us up on any of those platforms, and we would be happy to answer any questions, consult with you, anything that you may need. We want to help you out. Okay, so you probably see this title, Miss the Real Estate Boat. What does that mean? Well, I have an article to share with you here. Now, normally what we do is most of the questions we've been addressing, particularly lately, have been, is it a bad time to buy? Is it a good time to buy? You know, what do I do here? What are the rates doing? All of that. Very good questions, obviously, and ones that we like to address with you both on this video and when we privately consult with our clients. But I wanted to also talk about something because I saw this article come across on Realtor.com. Obviously, a lot of people are, like I said, asking about buying, but there are a number of folks who can't buy unless they sell their home. And so now there are some questions based on where the market is currently at right now. Did I miss the top of the market? Did I miss the boat? Did I miss the opportunity to sell in this market to get top dollar and whatnot? There's an article on Realtor.com that we want to address. I'm going to talk more about that here, but I will share this article with you. And we've been trying to convey some of these points as well when we've gone through these videos and done a number of different things. But I wanted to talk about this because obviously buyers are asking a lot of questions, but now where things are, sellers are asking questions too. I'm going to share this with you again. This is on Realtor.com, and you can check this out here. You can see the article, Did I Miss the Top of the Market to Sell? What to Consider If You've Been Waiting in the Wings. So a lot of folks have maybe been sitting, watching, waiting, all of that. This is from a couple of weeks ago from Kathleen Wilcox, but definitely indicative of where things are at here and some points that they bring up that are very pertinent, relevant, and interesting, and ones we've kind of talked about as well on our market updates. But you can see here, higher interest rates shouldn't spook sellers. Sellers shouldn't necessarily be alarmed by the rise in interest rates. The quote here by Mike McElroy, who is the managing broker for Center Coast Realty out in Chicago. Sellers shouldn't worry about the bottom falling out of their home value. Low interest rates drive price increases, but comparatively higher rates don't necessarily mean prices decrease, at least historically. Usually when rates go up, prices at least stagnate for a while. Now, we've seen that. Now, where we're at with this, and this is something we've been talking about over the course of basically a month, 2 months, if not longer, but it's really about where your expectations are as sellers right now. You can still capitalize on a huge amount of equity that you have accrued. Even if you've bought during the pandemic, you probably have a high amount of equity that you have accrued based on where the market is at right now. Obviously, there's some other things that if you bought that soon, there's some other things to navigate if you are looking to sell and capitalize on that, capital gains, etc. But that's another story for another time. However, this is a pertinent point here from Mike McElroy, the managing broker over in Center Coast Realty in Chicago. There are, this is still a really good time for folks to sell despite the back and forth with interest rates and rising from a handful of months ago. So that's something to note here. It's still a tight market. That's the other bullet point here. The market might be coming off. It's a rational high. This is what I said, temper expectations, but housing inventory is still at a historic low. So there are still, in the grand scheme of things, when you look at the grand scheme of things in terms of historical perspective, in terms of years and years and years of data, interest rates are still low comparative to a lot of years in the past. And then of course the inventory is still low. I've mentioned a bunch of times on these videos that, earlier this year, late in 21, we're looking at Orange County MLS active inventory on the listing side at 1,000 homes on the market, 1,100 homes on the market, 1,200 homes on the market. We are now in the 4,000s, and sometimes it's peaked into the 5,000. So there is still there has been a lot of increase, but in the grand scheme of things, when you think about active homes in all of Orange County, having only 4,000 or 5,000 homes to choose from among millions and millions of residents in Orange County, that's still not a high amount of inventory. So again, it's about expectations. It's about being educated and understanding what's going on in the market. You can see here, home showings are definitely down. So if you are thinking of selling, again, the expectations of netting perhaps 12 offers, 15 offers, and a number of different showings and whatnot, that may not be the case. Again, it's about pricing your house competitively, but also in a lucrative way where you can capitalize on your equity. But it's also about expectations. And so when you go into selling your home, if you are way overzealous in terms of where the market is at and maybe what you think you can net for your home, there's a chance that, your offers and showings, all of that may not be where you think they should be or where they would be. But still, even if offers are fewer than they would have been 4 months ago, 5 months ago, that sort of thing, that does not mean that you will not get competitive offers. That does not mean that you will not get what you want for your house necessarily. It's about pricing it right and doing a number of different things. I've got a couple of tips in just a second that I'm going to touch more on in just a sec here, but that's something, again, to think about. And then there are also different ways to have showings, open houses, and whatnot. Obviously there's the traditional Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4 p.m., Saturday afternoon, that sort of thing. There are obviously scheduling appointments throughout the week and whatnot, but there are other creative ideas that our brokerage can help you utilize when you sell your home, when you're thinking about selling your home, when it's on the market, that sort of thing. Thursday evening, have some food, drink, that sort of thing. Obviously utilize the broker preview days that are out in the associations and whatnot, so you can market the home not just to prospective buyers out there, but get fellow realtors, fellow brokers to come check out your home. So if they have buyers waiting in the wings, they can preview it beforehand and say, hey, this is a good home, let's check this one out. A lot of different tactics to utilize here. Time is of the essence. While it is still a good time, and while there are some different things going on in the market, there are some things that, you need to capitalize pretty quickly here, because we could see some changes in the next couple of months. We could see, if you tuned in last week to our market update, you heard the dreaded word housing recession. So, I mean, you gotta move pretty quickly if you are looking to sell. Again, the bottom is not going to fall out. But if you want to capitalize on things and maximize the equity you've accrued in your home, you may want to think about doing this pretty quickly here in terms of listing your home, getting it on the market, and capitalizing on that. And then, of course, today's sellers should put their best foot forward. I'm going to talk more about this in just a second. Gone are the days from really just a few months ago of putting your house, no matter what condition it's in, if it's a fixer-upper, if it needs a lot of cosmetic work, if you didn't even care to clean it up or anything like that, and get, well over asking and all that kind of stuff. You're going to need to put more effort into listing your home, marketing your home, and doing things in order to get the money that others have been getting in the past few months. So we'll talk more about that in a second, but put your best foot forward and put your home's best foot forward, so to speak. Hesitant sellers can try renting out your home. That is an option as well if you're just not wanting to pull the trigger on putting your house on the market and whatnot, renting it out is something you can think about. So, we can talk to you about that. We've done a number of leases already this year, and obviously that's part and parcel of this market too. We would still probably say, you probably do want to capitalize on what you've got here, especially when you go back on the buying side and things aren't where they were on that side of the table a few months ago. So, but still, some folks are just wanting to still let things play out. Renting out your home is an option, and that is an option that could be pretty lucrative for you as well, because that, as I've mentioned on these videos as well, that side, the rental side, is where the purchase side was a handful of months ago. Very, very, very low inventory, very competitive. So you will field a lot of applications undoubtedly for your home if you do try to rent it out, and probably get some very competitive applicants as well. So these are some things on Realtor.com that from this article here. Did you miss the boat? Did I miss the right time to sell my house? That sort of thing. And so that is something we wanted to address. We thought that was a very, very interesting article, and one that has a lot of good information for potential sellers or people on the fence, that sort of thing. So we wanted to share that with you. Now, just a couple more minutes, and then we'll also later this week get you a market update as well. But I wanted to talk about some steps to take. We got those nuggets from Realtor.com. Here are some steps to take and things to think about as you get set to potentially put your house on the market. Maybe you're thinking about putting your house on the market. What do I need to do if I'm really going to take that leap? That sort of things. I've got like 4 things right now, and this is obviously a condensed list. There's a lot of other things that we could point to, but these I feel are some good starting points here, and I will share these with you here. So first things first, and we all have a little bit of a problem with this: declutter. What does that mean? Well, obviously there's things ranging from donation items, old clothes, all that kind of stuff piles up. If you have kids, old toys, that sort of thing. Obviously, not only is it decluttering your house and reorganizing your house, but it is also helping others out that may need some used toys, used clothes, that sort of thing. So think about donation. I know some things are pretty hard to part with at times, but think about it. That really goes a long way in decluttering your home. You could think about temporary storage, which is like a storage space or anything like that. So those are all items that you can think about there. And then, of course, there's just little things that you can point out around your house. What needs touch-up painting? What needs handyman work? What needs, where do we need to go here? Do we have a house cleaner to kind of keep the house spick and span as we potentially show it, whether it's you yourself cleaning it or having a professional clean it, that sort of thing? Those are items to all think about going forward. Recently, we know some people who have some great marble countertops, marble backsplash in their kitchen and whatnot. They installed it 8 years ago, and while it's still very pretty, it had a lot of wear and tear on it just from usage. And so what they had to do is kind of call someone out for a fee and have them kind of refinish, repolish, touch up some spots on the marble. And that's something that goes a long way in presenting your home. And that goes to the next point, and something I kind of touched on in just a second ago, and that is hire professionals. And of course, that includes, shocker, I'm gonna say it out loud here, that includes hiring a real estate professional, hiring a trusted brokerage, hiring a realtor to help you along the way. And we'll talk about why that is. But one of the things that a realtor can do is, if you do not have current connections, a network providing some of these resources with other professionals to help you out, your real estate agent and us at Casabella, for instance, have a list of preferred vendors, preferred industry professionals in a lot of different areas to help you out. So whether it's getting and talking, one of the most important steps, getting and talking with a mortgage professional to get a pre-approval, find out what you can afford and all of that, That's a big step. But also, if you need someone to clean your homes, if you need someone to polish that marble or what have you, if you need a handyman, handy woman to come and do little tweaks around your house, install some new light fixtures, whatever the case may be before you put it on the market, we have connections to help you out with that. Of course, if you know, if you're looking for other elements, painters, that sort of thing, we have a lot of different plumbers just to kind of get things in working order. I talked about this a little bit ago. Your Gone are the days to get top dollar for houses that aren't, you know, up to snuff in terms of, being cosmetically present itself well, and or there's other things that end up inevitably getting pointed out in an inspection or that sort of thing and getting top dollar for it. You can still get top dollar for your home, but as that Realtor.com article noted, you're going to want to have your home put its best foot forward. So if you need touch up painting around the house, if you need other things here and there, you're going to have to do that. And if you need referrals for that, we at Casabella and your realtor can get you in touch with a lot of people for that. Look, listing your house and putting it on the market, it is going to take a little bit of money. I mentioned the storage unit and the decluttering process there. That there is going to be some costs along the way to get your house ready and presentable for it. But in doing that, it also makes your house that much more presentable, maybe comparative to others. So something to think about. I know there's some costs, and that's hard to think about when you're putting your house on the market, but it is a reality. Okay, now a couple more, and then we are going to get out of here. I talked about hiring professionals and whatnot. This is just a little bit of something here that you're going to want to have data, and you're going to want to have a pulse on your community. Now, again, your realtor can help you with comparative sales, can help you out with what's going on in the neighborhood. But a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers right now are very well educated because of everything they can find online through various apps and whatnot. So they can see what's been moving, selling, sitting, all that kind of stuff in various communities. You can see, maybe demographics of, hey, I've got young kids and whatnot. I want to go to a community that's obviously not a 55 and over community, that sort of thing. So you can get, a little bit more information in that regard. And then, of course, you can, get an opinion on what your house may be worth, what it could sell for based on the market, based on what's going on in the community, what's going on in the city. It's always good to have data. You don't want to be paralysis by overanalysis, but you want to have pertinent data. You want to have relevant data. You want to have current data, and you want to know what's going on in your community. And even if you're kind of just thinking about selling, maybe go see another open house in your community that's going on there. Check out what's going on, check out the activity, that sort of thing, and get some more information that way. That never hurts either. So getting information, knowledge is power, as they say. You're probably going to want to get some information on that front. Lastly, let's do this. This is a little further down the road, but you do want to plan your next move ahead of time, whether you do lease out your home, whether you do sell your home, that sort of thing. You need to know, are you a contingent buyer? Because now contingent buyers in this market mean something different than they did 4 or 5 months ago. If you were a contingent buyer 4 or 5 months ago, you would have a hard time being considered in certain circumstances, and or you'd have to go way over asking, because obviously you're kind of kicking the can down the road until you sell your home, your escrow closes on your home, that sort of thing. And then you also need to know, is there inventory in the desired areas that you're looking to move? What does that look like? And so then if there's a high volume of inventory, there's all kinds of stuff available. Not only is that good for you in the future, but in terms of, hey, I can pick and choose what I want in this certain area, but also you can also be a little less aggressive sometimes if there is a high amount of inventory in a specific area, or vice versa. You get the information about, hey, there's like nothing available. This is an ideal neighborhood. Something finally came up that makes sense to us. Now we can make this move. Now we know where we have to be, that sort of thing. So those are just a couple of tips as you get started to thinking about selling your house. what goes into it. There is plenty more. Trust me, we could go on and on and on about what else you need to do to prepare to sell your house. But those are kind of some easy things and things to start with as you get thinking about it. And of course, as you think about selling your house and whatnot, refer back to that article that I mentioned from Realtor.com that yes, it's still a good time to market your house. Your expectations have to be tweaked, and what you do to present your home have to be tweaked, but you can still capitalize on some equity and then get yourself into another great home based on a little bit more of a balancing of the market here. So no, you do not miss the boat, but you do probably want to think about doing something pretty quickly if you've been on the fence about selling your home or whatnot. If you need information, buy, sell, lease, anything as it pertains to real estate services, and of course, referrals for industry professionals to get your house ready to list, let us know. We would be happy to help you out. CasabellaRealtyGroup.com, CasabellaSoCal@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us on Instagram, Facebook, our YouTube channel. We're on Twitter, all of that. Go check out our stuff and get in touch with us. We would love to help you out with your next real estate move, whatever it may be. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. We'll be back with more real estate data, community spotlights, and whatnot. Can't wait to talk to you then. Take care.